Hello, welcome to the morning news. Colombia's peace talks in Havana continue to yield positive results, with the country's main guerrilla force committing to play its part in eliminating landmines. FARC representatives said that they will undertake a humanitarian demining, including removal of landmines and any other explosives in several territories. As the FARC and the Colombian government begin the 34th round of peace dialogues, the rebels clarified that they will still use explosives for self-defense as long as the government refuses to enter into a ceasefire.
No solamente son las minas antipersonas.
Not only the landmines, all of the other explosive remnants of war. We are for a cleaning of the territories, for a humanitarian demining. Our people will not stop defending themselves. One of the elements of an irregular force is the use of explosives.
A retired Argentine Air Force officer was recently sentenced to life imprisonment for crimes against humanity during the last dictatorship. From Buenos Aires, our correspondent Laureano Ponce has more.
In 2003, during Néstor Kirchner's presidency, the laws that forbade the judgment of the crimes against humanity committed by Argentina's last dictatorship were repealed. Since that moment, there has been a huge progress in the nation's policies on human rights, with over 1,000 former military personnel, businessmen, and priests being judged for these crimes.
We had those impunity laws and we were able to defeat them. Because of that, and because of international public opinion that also supported what we suggested, these trials were carried out. Right now, there are 550 convictions and around 1,000 genocide waiting for a trial.
These advances are having a positive impact nationally and internationally.
The cases that are in court because of the crimes against humanity that alarm the world represent an immeasurable positive advance for democracy, for the notions of justice for the people, for political lessons, for all of that.
Right now, human rights organizations are looking for the judiciary to recognize the necessary participation of some of the biggest companies in the country in the planification of the dictatorship's policies, conceiving this process as the cornerstone of the birth of neoliberalism in Argentina.
This is strongly hidden by your judiciary. The Argentine judiciary wants to limit their action to the military forces because it is easier, because within the classic doctrine, nobody can say that the military received orders from the civilians. But objectively speaking, there was an agreement between the military and the corporative sector of the economy to establish an economic plan which implicated the forces disappearing of all these people.
The struggle for human rights has been one of the main parts of Argentine politics ever since the last dictatorship, and remains an example for the whole world in matters of memory, truth, and justice. Laureano Ponce, teleSUR, Buenos Aires.
A new publication says St. Lucia's 2008 financial crunch resulted in a surge in unemployment. In response, the government has launched a new program to protect those who might have been fallen below the poverty line. For details, we go to our correspondent Alison Kendish.
Official data on the unemployment situation in St. Lucia comes from the Department of Statistics. Head of that government unit, Edwin St. Catherine, says in the 2008 to 2014 period, unemployment rose by 8%. He confirms that joblessness among young people aged 15 to 24 rose by 15%.
So the greatest impact, in terms of greater levels of unemployment was with respect to persons who had completed secondary school, because they were better connected to the formal sector that was most affected by the crisis.
The study showed that the tough financial times hit people of lower income brackets the hardest. This has resulted in the island's Ministry of Social Transformation revamping the island's social policy program to provide greater protection for the vulnerable.
The financial, food and economic crisis that started in 2008, coupled with increasing environmental disasters, have brought new setbacks to the fight against poverty in small developing islands like St. Lucia. Therefore, this new approach to social protection has recently been embraced by the Caribbean region.
Government has had to intervene to help stem the tide of job losses in St. Lucia's private sector. The country's prime minister has said that initiatives such as the ALBA-assisted National Incentive to Create Employment, NICE, have helped to arrest the ballooning unemployment figures. By the end of 2013, nearly half of all young people in St. Lucia were unemployed. Government officials are hoping that initiatives such as the Short-Term Employment Program, STEP, will help to address this issue. Alison Kentish, teleSUR, St. Lucia.
And France held local elections Sunday, with the right-wing parties making significant gains in a further sign of the declining popularity of the François Hollande government. The right-wing UMP party of ex-President Nicolas Sarkozy came in first, with 30% of the vote for 2,000 counties in 96 departments. The far-right National Front came in second with 25%, 5 points ahead of President Socialist Party. The anti-immigrant and anti-EU National Front has benefited from the widespread anger at austerity measures passed by Hollande. As the vote goes to the second round, Sarkozy said the National Front's economic policies are similar to those of the left in rejecting austerity.
I want to tell everyone who voted for the National Front, we understand your frustration. I want you to know that this party promotes the same economic program as the extreme left. It welcomes the establishment of a government of extreme left at the new executive governing base. I think that the change that the National Front is promoting will only make everything worse. That is why it had been confirmed that we will make no local or national agreement with this party's leaders.
Que no habrá ningún acuerdo local o nacional con los dirigentes de este partido.
Regional elections also took place in the autonomous Spanish community of Andalusia Sunday, with significant gains for left-wing parties. In its first elections, the Podemos party came in third, winning 15 seats. The right-wing People's Party of Mariano Rajoy dropped from 50 to 33 seats, while GPSOE won 47 seats, coming in first but falling short of a majority. The United Left Bloc also won 5 seats. Into the U.S., Texas Senator Ted Cruz announced his plans to seek the Republican presidential nomination, becoming the first confirmed candidate for the Conservative Party. "I'm running for president and I hope to earn your support," he tweeted. Cruz is a favorite of the right-wing populist Tea Party movement and was elected senator in 2012. He's best known for championing controversial efforts to block implementation of President Obama's health care law in 2013. And athletes, fans, and others from Mexico's famous wrestling world said goodbye to one of their own Sunday. Pedro Aguayo Ramirez, one of the most famous luchadores, as they are called, was tragically killed in a bout in Tijuana. Aguayo, who followed his father into the sport, died from cardiac arrest caused by cervical spine trauma after being kicked in the head during the event on Friday. The National Sports Commission expressed regrets for the death of the wrestler, who was just 35 years old. More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.